Talking a little further about Joseph Stalin and Leon Trotsky, basically they were Lenin's two most important men in the party. There were many founding members, but Stalin was the enforcer. Stalin was the muscle. Trotsky was the intellectual. He was brilliant. He was an excellent orator. And the thing is, from his aristocratic background, and the fact that Stalin really was a peasant, he was very intelligent, but Stalin did not have the education that Trotsky did. And Trotsky openly thumbed his nose at Stalin at every opportunity. After the communist victory at Zarizhzhia, Trotsky slammed Stalin to Lenin. And Stalin chose not to show his emotions, but he remembered that. He despised Trotsky. He despised everything about him. He found it almost comical that somebody of Trotsky, of his background, of the fact that he is aristocrat, he came from money, he came from everything that the Communist Party was trying to tear down, and he was little more than a pebble in Stalin's shoe. But Stalin chose to wait and be patient on this one. And what happened around this time after the Russian Civil War was Lenin began experiencing a number of strokes. He began getting sicker and sicker as it went. And he also went so far as to suggest that Stalin should be kept an eye on, and they should watch him. Stalin got wind of this, and so he started watching his former mentor, to where he got the Central Committee of the Communist Party to put him, Stalin, as in charge of all of Lenin's health care. And Lenin was now at the complete mercy of someone who was willing to do whatever he had to get and to hold on to power. And so Stalin used this time to completely isolate Lenin. And one thing that before Lenin got super ill was he and Trotsky decided to give Stalin a position in the Communist Party that they thought where he couldn't cause a great deal of trouble. They made him secretary of the Communist Party, not the president, not the leader, not anything of the sort, not one of the main people in charge. He was one of the guys they thought, oh, he'll just peddle the papers and do nothing else. But one thing they did, they basically gave Stalin a blank check. They let him write his own job description. And one thing he did was he made it so he was the one who was in charge of appointing all party members. Stalin saw to it personally that everybody he brought in was one of his personal yes men. He quickly began overpowering his enemies bit by bit through carefully planned subterfuge and sabotage, and doing everything he can to tear apart his enemies one by one by one. It went on from there. More on that to come.